All right. So, for all you good doctors in the chat, you've all asked for a Mundo. It seems Quantum Ranger here embodies the soul of Mundo from what I saw from the gameplay.
I enjoy Mundo. Um I really only play tanks and like jungle and brawly kind of champions. And
Manly
I
champions.
I I one tricked Nunu last season.
Okay.
My backup's kind of Warwick as
Good.
well.
Good.
But I one tricked Nunu last season. Went from silver in season 8, which is my first season ever playing a MOBA period, but let
Okay.
alone League of Legends.
Yeah.
Season 9 played a bunch of Nunu, and then was looking for a more brawly damage dealing, someone that felt less like if I put the game in the hands of my laner, uh, that they're going to throw or they're not going to. That's kind of how Nunu feels later on in the game. So I moved over to Mundo, and I've just been playing Mundo a bunch since then.
That sounds good. And I also like tanks a lot, but unfortunately, sometimes it's just that you're limited in carry potential. I think Mundo provides a little
Right.
something extra that some tanks just don't have. What are your goals for? Obviously, you said you're a family man yourself, so time is obviously not the most immediate luxury, I assume. But what are your goals in terms of the season?
So I kind of had a tilting experience in season 9. Uh, Climbed all the way up to gold 1, 70 LP,
Okay.
and then the meta shifted, and I fell all the way down to gold 4.
All right.
I haven't really been able to get out of gold 4 since then. It's like win 3, lose 2, and you're back at the same LP as you were before. I've tried going back to Nunu. I currently, on 9 games, have a 0% win rate. I also play Sejuani as well, and also have a losing win rate there. So I'm here on Nunu. I would love to get to plat. That's where I'm at.
And do you accept? Okay, I have to give you the conditions. Do you accept as a tank player you will thereby be limited to a certain degree in your carry potential?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
realize I'm not necessarily a one v niner, but I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
even back when I played like competitive Halo 3 to show
Okay.
my age a little bit.
Well, I played
I
Comp
was
Halo 3
always
as well, so
more I was
both
always
of
more of like
us.
a support. I would drive the Warthog type of guy.
All right.
Um,
I would gun it.
yeah, so I've always usually wanted to play more for the team and that type of stuff. So I do like that Mundo can do a sneaky amount of damage. I think in this game, I had like 9 kills and like 4 deaths and 8 assists or something like that.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, I'm kind of in between. Like I'm kind of stuck in this like gold 4 spot, a little frustrated because of season 9 and how that turned out. And I really want to. The competitive old football player in me wants to do the best I can.
Okay.
So
The
yeah.
attitude's in the right spot. Right. So we've got another person who played football and is probably an '80s kid and played Comp Halo 3. So we're on the same page here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let me see. So I'm not going to focus too much on the early game, obviously, because I think I can see exactly where you might be losing games as a tank, and it's not in the first half. That being said, do you often go leashless for the beginning?
Oh, that's a new thing I've been doing.
Okay. To
I
give your
find
laners time.
to give my laners some time. I also find that it gets me in the right spot, where like right here, like where I need to be, um, to like for that first scuttle. Because oftentimes if I go, let's say I get a leash at red and
Yeah.
I go Raptors into blue side, right, and I
Okay.
skip Krugs,
Yep.
or I do a full clear, I'm gonna be super low health
Yes.
when I hit that first scuttle. I might even need depending on the leash on the first camp, I might even need to use smite before I even get to scuttle. And I
Okay.
don't like that feeling, so I like going leashless on red side, backing and being full health for what's going on here.
Okay. So you forgo. Okay, so I was about to say, you're doing the full thing. You're getting red side done. You get low. You buy the machete. You go bottom lane. I think here, something to be considered. I see you reacted to the Vi. Now we know because the scuttle's up in 5 seconds here. The Vi shows on the top side. Cho'Gath TP's in. Your Diana's done good work to get the solo kill. You want to support her as best you can. I think in this case, she really should either, if she's confident in her laning, stick around. But with the Vi here, I think I would spam ping her. And then I would fall back. I would either try and chunk this guy to shove him. Like you could have. I think you're waiting for the Vi, right?
Yeah, I was just hanging out trying to protect if the Vi shows up.
Okay, so her ward here isn't very good. She should have warded a bit further up. But you see the Vi on her ward, which is all you need to know. You then say, right, counter jungling opportunity. Yes, I shall take that. Thank you for your raptors. I am Mundo. She hits your plant on the top side, so you can see that. So you know she's in your top side jungle. Now I'm sort of skipping a little bit because I know where we end up. Right, crab. So here, I think if did you track a lot or just kind of do Mundo things?
I tried to track. I didn't think she would come back down for that gank, or I didn't think Diana would die to this gank. I don't remember if she does or not.
She does. She didn't flash the knock-up. She should have respect flashes the knock-up. So I think therein is the risk of doing Raptors before Crab. So my whole thing would have been maybe you easily do the Crab first. Once you see the Vi back away and you know she's topside, take this Crab, get it off the map. Now you can move on up.
Good.
And as you move on up to the Raptors, so you just reverse the order that you did things. And as you move on up to the Raptors, maybe you can counter gank it. I don't think you can because she didn't respect flash the knock-up. But at least in that case, as Vi comes down, there's no Crab. And you could easily take the Raptors here, and I think you get out. You get out no problem. You just go back in her jungle. Sort of like the more risky evolve, you know? But I think the way things work out here is also fine. Do you have smite? You have smite. This is a 50-50. You lose vision of it. Did you have a trinket up? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I dropped it back at Raptors.
Yeah, you did. Okay. So I think then in this situation, nothing you can do. Maybe I even just give up the crab. Because you see she's coming. Your bottom lane, how often do you coerce your teammates? Do you communicate with them? Because in this case, I'm spamming my bottom lane. Dudes, free Vi, you know?
So I try to. I didn't hear, I guess, looking back, but often I try to ping people out of lane. You can kind of tell like how soon they're watching the minimap and if they're even willing to get out of their lane.
Yeah.
It's rare in solo queue and low gold solo queue in NA.
Yeah, it's rare in diamond in most servers, don't worry. I don't want to stop. Okay, that's fine. I'm sort of thinking out loud in terms of how you could have got the crab, but it was a 50-50. You lost vision, it's unfortunate. Your bottom lane here, I mean, you're going to give up this pressure. I think your decision is fine. They didn't know. So my only advice in that case, because you're playing Mundo, because you're playing a temp, because you're playing something that's going to scale, try and communicate as best as you can, because you're not going to be able to fight those ganks. Yeah, I think your decision's correct. You can't fight that 3v3. Vi has the lead, she has the HP, she has the resources. I think your decision to full clear is fine. Because you do some really good things. Unfortunately, though, because you see the implication, so now you have to give up your Krugs, right? But here, if you just, I think, in my eyes, if I'm on, I stay. As a tank, as on, I stay. I can W her Q knock up. I can brittle proc and outsmite this. In your case, I think leave. I mean, prio, they're definitely not rotating. Give it up. Because the extension of you taking unnecessary damage, let's call it unnecessary damage, right there is now you can't do your Krugs.
Right.
And that's very important for your scaling. So oftentimes I'm playing Evelyn too. I think Evelyn teaches you something a lot about, because obviously tanks, we like to do what we like and absorb all the damage. With Evelyn, I just have to leave this. There's no universe I can win a fist fight with Vi. So I just say bye, and I go and do a full clear like you did. I go blue, and I do everything. So your decision was good. I think right here, you either try and outsmite her or leave. Like, once it's very clear you're not getting it, I think instead of turning back in, you just leave. Because the decision was good. But that HP saving gets you Krugs, which gets you, I believe, level 5. Yep, 100% you get level 5 from that. And now what you can do is you go back, you regenerate. What's your next goal in this phase? I assume you have a sort of a play pattern and an idea. What do you want to do next now after your first sort of main back?
After my first main back, basically anytime, since Mundo is kind of a stat stick and he scales with health, my general thought is I'm going to look to fight. As soon as every time I go back, I'm looking for, hey, where's the next fight going to be? Yeah. And how can I influence it? How can I obnoxiously knock someone down with my E? His E does so much damage. And Vi's actually tricky. Vi actually, I think, out damages Mundo early.
Yes, she does.
So like I'm trying not to die to her, but I look as I'm coming back and I see all the lanes kind of pushed up. Bot was a little neutral, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get those Krugs, and get my red and kind of assess the map state after my red.
Yeah. So I think let's have a look here. There's two schools of thought. Your Gromp is not up. So if I'm reading the map here, I'm thinking, right, this crab is spawning. My red is going to be spawning. My Krugs are up. I think, unfortunately, because your Krugs are up, you're sort of forced into this decision. If your Krugs were not up, I think going down here, you can solo Dragon pretty early. Like, at this point, you can do Dragon, right?
Yeah, I can do it level 3.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, Mundo's really good at that. So, in that sense, I think if I'm reading the map from your point of view, I don't go topside. So, in reality, your Krugs are there. These are all spawning. It makes sense, right? They're still imperative. But in the alternative universe where you actually got your Krugs, which is what should have happened, because you don't take the unnecessary damage, you think, right, I need objective control because Vi can spam gank in the lockdown ultimate. I head to the bottom side thinking, this looks juicy for Vi, because Vi also started on her red, so you know Vi is going to be bottom side. And you know on the timer this is going to be up. So if you end up going down to the bottom side here, where are you? You're roughly in the same position as her. You're almost mirrored on the other side of the map. She just chose to go for Raptors instead of Krugs. Her Raptors are still down. You would currently be in position for a counter gank. And I think with Red Smite, you can do some damage. You've got Flash up. I'm trying to decide if you fighting or not is a good idea. But as I think your assessment is, you could actually just be on the Dragon, if anything. You could be on the Dragon. And I also would have swapped for Scanner. That's what I would have done. I think, because what happens is you can focus on your camp sequencing to maximize your level advantage. Unfortunately, it's warded here. So if you had swapped out for a red trinket, you say, right, now I'm going to do the Dragon. You walk on down, and as you reach this point, start scanning, because it lasts for 10 seconds. I mean, you can scan all the way down to the pit, and you would see this. You could actually force something here with a counter gank. You know the power level of Mundo more than I do. So in this situation, do you think if you were sitting in this bush right here, you could do something? Honestly.
If we kill Ashe, yes. With Braum, no.
Okay.
So probably at this point, I'm actually in the bush and seeing Ashe. I'm probably on Ashe if I had gone bot.
Yeah, but then and you would be close to, and you would be level 5 100% if you're taking the Krugs, yeah. I'm sort of just playing a what if scenario in my head. Okay. I see a Dragon and a potential counter gank on the bottom side here that gives you a huge lead. On the other side of it, back to reality. I'm sort of just planting the seed, right? For what could have done. I think you make the right decision here. Because basically you see the Vi bottom lane, you know she's going for the red, so you say, I'm going to take all your stuff. And I like this. I like this.
Yeah, I saw her bot side and I was like, hey, say goodbye to your camps.
Yep, exactly. Mundo does what he wants. Yeah, I think you should have hit the plant though. On your way out. Because what happens is, you see, if you hit this on the way out, just to deny the vision, she no longer has it. But because you left it up, okay, she hits it, and she sees your HP. Now, if you hit it, she doesn't see your HP. She has no idea at all. Wait, did she miss you anyway?
I think she missed.
Oh, you're lucky. She missed you. Okay. I thought what she did next was totally measured. Never mind. I actually thought it hit. Okay. But the theory is still good, right? Hit the plan to deny, because if she does hit you and she sees you're low, she's going to be forced to invade the, hey, Mundo's free food. But she's just annoyed you took her blue, so she's going in anyway, isn't she? Yeah. She wards it.
So I remember this in game and being like, you know, what's going on? I'm going to see if she comes around. I didn't think her pathing would go the way that she did.
I don't think she thought that either.
I was just a little bit. I wasn't thinking she was in my red side. I thought she would have gone bot.
Yeah.
Because she saw the vision, you know, or she saw the what's it called? I obviously didn't see this vision.
Yeah. Press R. Yeah. Okay. Poor Yorick. Poor Mundo. Okay, so I think the decision was very good, given what happened in your actual game. So, you know, that's the most important thing, adapting on decisions based on what happens. Once you know she's warded up to your red, I think you're let's just look. I want to see when she shows. There. So if you had not wasted this ward, what I would have done is, before you placed this, thrown your briefcase of filing into the bush and put the ward in the bush. Because now, as you're about to do that, you would see she shows top. But I think at this stage, you have to write it off.
Yeah, that allow is not really getting out.
No. It's Yorick, it's Vi. I think it's noble, but I think you should have just taken your red. Kite your red to the top side, take it. Basically, in these situations, a ganking jungler is going to get the lead in the ganking. What you're going to get the lead in is camp sequencing and objectives. And so, not giving them free food would have been really good. Because what happens next, she just says, well, thank you very much for your top side. So she returns a favor. You know? She actually could have just taken your whole raptor camp. I don't know why she didn't. But then, you know, if you just say, right, I'm sorry, I don't want sushi, you know, you're dead, I'm sorry about that. Take your red side for total control, go back to base, and the outcome, though, is the same. I like this. I like this a lot. This whole decision-making was very, very good. You went back to, you died, you said, right, I've lost top side, I'm going straight down to bottom lane, you see the low people, you kill them, you get the free dragon. So I think this part of your gameplay is very, very good. Like, actually, the whole game so far is good. You know, I can see that you're not someone who just got to gold 4 and is learning the ropes, you know, because obviously there's a difference to someone who's been gold 4 and gold 1. In terms of experience, but that's good decision making. But I think that the two biggest things are keep farming, keep the camp sequencing in your mind, in terms of making sure early you have enough HP to do so not taking unnecessary damage. And then of course don't fight a Yorick and a Vi is the lesson of the day.
Yeah.
But it's great ganks in the bottom lane, great fire dragon, straight to Krugs now. Yeah, I did a video. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Something that I was taught was you want to gank from like the outside to the inside, basically, of the map. So like when I see Krugs and Raptors up, you know, for both of my camps, and I see that the top lane's pushing in, is that generally something you would hold to as well, like sequencing from the area you probably wouldn't be able to gank towards either mid or more farm in the bot side?
So my like personal
how do you choose your sequencing?
So my personal playstyle is very much on objective control. So for you, if we go from your death at the top lane, my sequencing is dictated by what's my next objective. And you did the same thing, right? Dragon's the next objective. Now imagine Dragon was spawning in 90 seconds, or 2 minutes. I would go Krugs assuming Vi wasn't there. This is the perfect universe. Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. Dragons up in 30 seconds. Use those 30 seconds to get vision control. If there's a fight on bot lane, create the prio, fall back to Dragon. I wouldn't think about the lane. I would think about the objective.
Okay.
Very much so. After you do the Dragon, you go topside because that makes... wait, where'd you go? Yeah, after the Dragon, you go Gromp. You get discovered by the plant. You get low. I don't know about your HP resources. Let's see. You have 1,600 gold. You can complete Cinderhulk. Yeah, I think this is fine. You go back to base. We upgrade to Cinderhulk. We get our tabbies. So now I would be thinking about Herald, but Gromp isn't up. So I'm not thinking about, hey, I want to gank bottom lane. Let me sequence top to bottom. I'm thinking, hey, Herald's up. Like, my mind isn't even thinking about ganking here. Because she is pushing this. She's 0-4. What do you gain by ganking for her?
Right. No,
Nothing.
what I was saying is just when I'm coming back and I see 2 camps up on both on my red side.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you decide which one to start?
Oh, so in this case, outer. Because I'm not ganking top lane. And I want to make sure my sequencing is top to bottom. Because the next objective after the Herald is going to be Dragon.
Right. Okay, so the reason why, or what I did was okay, but the reason why I did it wasn't okay.
What was the reason you did it?
Because I want to be more in the middle of the map, and I see this mid lane pushing, and if our mid laner starts pushing back when she arrives, then we can start looking for prio.
Yep, that's also sound. So basically, if imagine Herald is not here, and you say, all right, I want to gank mid. Well, then that's exactly right. Mid lane is dead for 12 seconds. Why would you go Raptors to Krugs? Now you're looking to lane gank top. Yeah, it's not incorrect. It's correct. It's just I'm thinking more about Like I'm thinking Krugs, Raptors, Herald into the mid lane because she's dead right now. But no, that's correct. I mean, if we wanted to gank top lane and you wanted to sequence, so to add into that, you did specifically Gromp into Wolves, right? That means your camps are spawning bottom to top. So if you wanted to have the perfect full clear subsequent, you would go straight to Raptors into Krugs. The result of you being on Krugs is, can I lane gank top lane or can I take Herald? But because you specifically told me, hey, I want to gank mid lane, then yes, that means Krugs into Raptors. However, once you've done Raptors, you have to accept the fact that your Grump will spawn before your Wolves. So how are you going to fill that time? And that's what makes jungling more complex.
Good.
You see?
Yes.
So like we do our Krugs here, we do our Raptors, right? You could hit this plant. I think you should mental note: see a plant, hit a plant. Get the vision of the area. Good control ward though. I like it. Let's go probing. Get deep vision. Ah, wolves. Tasty. That's good. This is very good. This is exactly what I said. I don't know if it... I mean, it sounds like you were conscious of it, but I don't know if you were. But did Krugs into Raptors. Bottom camps are down. What can I take? This is good. This is very good. You took a whole side. You take a blue as well? She shows bottom lane. Yep, she shows bottom lane. They just have a sick gank. Ashe, Braum, Vi. I mean, what are you going to do about that? Here we go. Fight. 2v1. Briefcase. Give him the filing. There we go. Good. Good day of business. Back to ground. This is excellent decision making. Yorick is very fed though. That is a little bit of a problem. His Q will stomp you. The Senna ult comes through big. Diana's a good champion that exists. Vi has, however, rotated. Woo. Yeah. Unfortunately, you get pushed off of it. You get hit by the Q. You die here. Yeah. No, you die. I don't think you do, actually. I think you live.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The Thresh. There we go. But now you're low. So's the Vi. The knock-up from the Cho'Gath. Everyone's respawning. Oh, it turns into an absolute fiesta from that decision. But it was a good decision. It was a good decision. This is not a good decision, though.
Yeah, I should have backed farther.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, man. We just call those brain farts as they happen. Yeah. So what can I buy with my riches? The decision making was good. If the Cho'Gath doesn't show up here, you get this nicely. You know? But at the same time, if we reverse, actually, we're gonna have to go back minutes. This was a huge fight. Let's see what does the red team see? This goes back to my original point. Use your vision early. Now imagine if you had a scanner or if you hit the plant. If you'd had hit the plant, you would see the vision in the pit. Even if you didn't hit the plant, if you had a scanner, you can scan the pit. The reason all of this happened is purely because they had control ward, control ward. They had vision of the entire area and the scuttle. So they see everything. You're doing all of this in plain sight. Like right now, you're still in vision, huh? Like you walk over the scuttle. And there's a ward at the back of the pit. The only reason he collapses and everyone collapses is purely because of vision. That's big. That's very big.
Yeah. So if I would have vision coned, clear that cone.
Yep.
Then York probably doesn't even come down.
Or he doesn't know what's going on. But now he basically got an informed decision, and you kill him, which is great. But all of this is in plain view. Like I'm on the blue team's view. I'm watching your entire game with blue team vision turned on. That's not even your vision. That's blue team's vision. They see everything you're doing, which allows them to react to this, which ultimately gives them the herald. So I think just something worth keeping in mind: vision control, plant hitting, denying vision, all of that. And then you get caught out in the bush with a lazy back, and down you go. Yeah. So the decision was good. The importance of vision is just showcased in that scenario. However, so far, not bad at all. A few little thingies here and there. The biggest thing is going to come later, because you actually end up having a nice lead. Just make sure when you're buying as well, wait on the edge of the step. Just a bit of time efficiency. You save yourself a second or two every time. Imagine next time Drake's up, you save a lot of, you get that time back.
Yeah.
Right, straight to Mountain Dragon. You like objectives, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm a Nunu main.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. He loves objectives.
If there's a 50-50 to take, I feel like I'm going for it. But then sometimes I have to remember I'm not Nunu anymore.
Yeah, but you do go where you please. It's the same principle. This is good. Like this is good. Look at this 2v3 power you have. Mundo and you do a duo with anyone?
Sometimes I duo with a top laner.
This top laner specifically?
No.
Okay.
These were solo.
Okay. I was gonna say this top laner's let you down a little bit.
No.
1-7. But that's nice river fight. You're starting to scale. Now we want that level 11. Top lane has dealt with 3 people. Bottom lane is shoving because Senna's again a good champion that exists. And you get this full side. This is good. This I liked your decision making a lot in this game. React immediately to the fight in the mid lane. Hello. Again, that Diana damage. You missed the briefcase of Doom. If you hit the briefcase of Doom,
I missed it twice. It's so tragic.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, but it's fine. You exist. You have Senna. So you have your regeneration. You get the kill. You're starting to come online now, and I think that's what feels so good about Mundo, about scaling champions. The problem is, if you don't get to turn online, but that's nice. Rotate mid, get some kills. It's just your 6-2-3 now. Raptor's red. Alawi's gonna take your Krugs because she's gonna blame you for everything.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah.
She did in the chat afterwards. She was like, if I would have got ganked more, I would have won. I was like,
yeah, I bet.
What?
This is super good too. So a lot of people in low elo, silver gold, junglers specifically, you say, well, guys, lane states, deal with the edge waves. Well, they just ARAM, right? The NA ARAM memes exist for a reason. But this is nice. Like, it's pushing against you. It's free XP. You're literally just feeding yourself. And I like that you pull off of it, go clear vision. You go into the jungle, get deep vision. You see the Vi. Here we go. Misses the briefcase, but you're 2 levels up on her now. It's worth noting, she is level 9. You were level 12. Do you remember the levels at the Herald fight? You were 8 and she was 9.
Yeah.
You've gained 4 levels since the Herald fight, and she's gained 1. And that's purely because you understood to push a wave that was crashing, you understood the dragon control, you won the fight in the river, you sequenced all your camps, and you fought in the river and shoved. That's really, really good decision making. Really nice. Braum shows up. Okay, now we need to ditch. Unfortunately, you have to burn your flash. So it's a good alpha move, and Thresh saves your soul. Let me go. There you go.
I was clicking this so many times. I was furiously trying to get on that lantern.
It's an aggressive move. The alternative was simply clear this vision, go back to bottom side, and now shove the tower. Because Vi would have come down, and if you get the tower before she arrives, you just run her down anyway. But this was good as well. I mean, you're lucky to get out a little bit, but the fact that they all ditched this mid lane for you is nice. It's nice. All right, here we go. The tragic things are going to be happening soon, chat. I've seen what comes.
This feels like what happens in all my games too, which is...
I know where it is.
I'm glad to send you a loss. Because I want these losses to turn around.
Yeah. See, this is all so good still. Shove mid, please. Let's take this tower. Come on. There we go. Very nice. Shove the wave. Okay, now don't get greedy. We got a dragon up, and you have Dragon Soul condition. Like, Dragon Soul... What is it? So it's... Okay. It works with Mundo, too. It's good for both of them. Ocean or Cloud are good with... Well, obviously, Ocean's nicer, but... I think... how does it feel with the Cloud Drake Soul? Isn't that just fun? You just press R and you just whiz around?
I have R all the time. Honestly, I think all the Drakes actually do a lot for Mundo, even Infernal, because I'm doing all that extra AoE damage, and I basically get poke with my briefcases.
Yeah. Look at this now. This is the moment, chat. This is the moment, Quantum Ranger, Mundo Supreme. This is the moment where the game begins to get away from you. So, the next objective here is very much this dragon that's spawning very shortly. The Diana should be with you. Up until, okay, maybe not she shouldn't be with you, but she should definitely be on this tower already. I didn't observe what she did. If she took camps, then that's unfortunate. It's good, but right here, everyone hightail to the dragon. Braum is dead. You are a level up on the Vi. You have excellent vision control on the bottom side. Diana gets towers. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So in this situation, I'm usually pinging for Baron. They have one down, and we would just rotate faster than them. And that's why I usually would go to top side in this situation where Drake is still up. When do you choose, like, let's say Baron and third dragon is up, right?
Okay.
What do you usually choose between those two?
It's 20 minutes. You got a Senna. You have an Alawi who's literally just dinner for Yorick. You're Diana's bottom side. You have to play around your win condition. Your win condition is Dragon Soul and you guys being literally unkillable. You need to also play around your laner's missed decisions. As I said in the previous coaching, sometimes there's a textbook decision, and sometimes there's a decision that lets you win the game. And here, you don't have the DPS. Someone Cosmic Flash in chat. Yeah, you're right. You don't have the DPS to take this Baron. At all. I don't think you melt this before Cho comes up with his ultimate. Where is Cho? Here we go. Hello, Mr. Cho. 1,000 to minions and monsters. So, you don't outsmite that. So if it comes to 50-50, you're not going to win. Secondly, right after you take this tower, you leave. I don't think you shove another wave. I think you fall back into the jungle, take the raptors, you see these spawning, take the Krugs, you ping your whole team, dragon. Because you all have a lot of gold. You've got 1,300, 1,700, 1,200, 1,000, 1,000. You have a lot of unspent gold from the previous few minutes. And you either don't take this tower, go back, reset, and group on the dragon. That's a clash decision. Or you take this tower and now you leave, right? Because it's 2044, right? We'll time it. You stick around, you get knocked up. By the time you leave, it's 2054. You've wasted 10 seconds. 10 seconds that could have been used to getting to the dragon, okay? The dragon spawns at... Whoopsie. Sorry, chat. Hold up. Let's take away the fog of war. The dragon spawns right at Here it comes. You live at 54, and the dragon spawns. Boof. 01. If you had left at 44, okay, you could have taken the raptors, gained total vision control, and started this already.
Good.
Right?
Yes.
You do not have DPS to take the Baron. Even if you fall back, you see, now it's too late to fall back to Baron. Way too late. It's very easy to fall back to this and melt it. You've got Diana there as well. She's hammering away in this tower. So if we time it, it says 01, you're on the dragon right now as it spawns. 1 second, 2 seconds.
Right.
You've got pinging on the dragon. Senna wants to do it. Yorick's rotating it. You know, imagine, yeah, he's still rotating. He's not even there. Now he's here. 12 seconds. You had 10 seconds to melt this, and as a team, you melt it. It's dead. You've got this already. Now you can fall back. And now, of course, you said that the risk here is that they go to Baron, but I don't think they do. Because Braum just respawned. However, you went to the complete opposite direction anyway. So you gave away that dragon, which is third dragon soul. And now they get a freebie. So not only do you not get third dragon for soul condition,
Yes.
you don't get Baron either. You don't get anything. You just lost. And this was the first piece of the Jenga pile to start, you know, falling away. Because that macro decision right there denied you third dragon. Now, third dragon, if you had 3 dragons and you did that play, yes, flirt with Baron. Because if they don't come to Baron, you get Baron. If they do come to Baron and you go dragon, you get soul. So they have to split. Do we want Baron or do we want to lose soul? And usually people will want to deny the soul in this meta. The Yorick gets punished for over pushing. Again, good. But this is where that was mistake 1, but that was a team mistake. But at the same time, you could have controlled it, right? You say, guys, fall back, let's get the dragon. Even if it's just you, Senna's there. And Diana's there. So you definitely burn this before Yorick shows up. And Vi wasn't even there, so you smite it. And now you go back to base. So you gave away the dragon. That's step 1. Step 2, you've just made a pick on the Yorick. The macro play is shove this wave. And be with your team. But instead, you farm your raptors. And this is where I think the camp sequencing disease, I have it too. You must farm in order. You must get as much experience as possible. You must deny the waves. Can really affect outcomes. And I've had this happen the other day to me. I just was like, hey, you know, top wave is pushing. But look at this. You need to be where your team is.
Right.
If you want to impact the game, as a tank, you already don't have that 1v9 potential. But as a Mundo, as a fed tank, as a late scaling tank, you actually do have a lot of impact in these fights. Their most fed member is dead for 3 seconds. In retrospect, what do you think was the best play once you picked up the Yorick?
What's the best play when we?
Yeah.
once we picked
So
up
let's
the
see.
Yorick?
We kill the Yorick. Here. Here we go. He's shoving mid. We kill him. What's the play as a team? Now that you see it.
Good.
The play as a team.
Yes.
I mean, you already said would be to push mid, push inhib with the advantage, and probably fall back to Baron.
That's all. That's what I was saying. Thinking out loud. What would you think about just going straight to Baron?
I'd be for it.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you're a tank. You can just absorb that all day. I think you should have. You're 2 levels up on the Vi. Their most fair member's down for 36 seconds. You can ward here, and you can just go straight to the Baron. Take the scuttle, start it up, ping it. Let's go, guys. Because what their vision is, we have no idea what's happening. This is Baron, I think. That's your Baron power play.
Yeah.
100%. Because watch what happens. Without you, so their push power with you would be greater. Without you, there's just not enough push power. And guess what? Yorick is up in 15, 12. Right? With you diving this, he's rooted. Cho'Gath is rooted. Could you kill him? Are you confident in your Mundo right here? Like, is this a dead guy?
Yeah, that guy's dead.
That guy's dead.
I'd probably focus the Ashe, but yeah.
Well,
someone's dead here.
His ultimate's very
He's
powerful.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But you're not there. You're topside. So what happens is, because you're topside and they try to make a play, you lost this scuttle earlier, but you could have done the Baron already. Like, Yorick is now up and he's here. He was dead for 40 seconds. I think you have Baron. But if you don't have Baron, trying to get that inhib, maybe diving, I don't really like it, because I think the Baron's a safer thing. But your team made the decision to go mid. And as such, as a tank, you're useless without them, and they're useless without you. You know? But you go top lane, and I think this macro decision, this missed decision, 2 of those, going top when third dragon was up, and then splitting from your team, they just get chased down now. They literally just get chased down. And then you get chased down.
Yeah.
Ash ult cross map, bye-bye, good doctor.
Yeah. The cross map Ash ult, like that was an epic throw right there, or epic shot right there.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good arrow. But you just give them Baron.
Right.
Their most fed member was dead. And they were all shoved on their side of the map. I think you have Baron. And if they contest it, you beat them 5v4. You beat them 5v4. But you went top lane, you just ditched them. And you ditched them when you had the dragon up, the third dragon.
Okay.
And I think, it's not your fault, but I think the win was in your hands. Does it make sense? Like, I'm not trying to blame or anything like that. I'm just saying...
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, if you find yourself in this situation a lot where you do good things, and you did a lot of good things in that mid-game phase, and you end up losing, it's entirely because of those kind of decisions, I think.
Yeah, I think part of it for me is that sometimes I watch your videos, you watch pro play, you're watching all these different things, and there's this misunderstand. Like I don't have a lot of game experience, being fairly new to the game, and MOBAs in general.
Yeah,
where I think that reading like 5v5 strengths is something that I'm still working on.
Yeah.
But like one thing that I can kind of work on outside of my team is like reading the map, at least from our top inhibs exposed, waves pushing. We need to get top tower, maybe push some waves into tier 2 top, so then we can move into Baron. Like those types of things like feel more like the LCK play, whereas like I think it's okay to fall back into like kind of what you're saying is like what would work for my brain is it'd be okay to fall back into some of the NA RAM, like we're strong and we just beat them, let's go beat them up some more kind of.
Yeah, we beat them, they're dead, I can farm raptors now, I earned myself some chicken. However, stream just watched that beautiful mid lane fight where you destroyed them even with Baron. You aced them and removed the throw. So throw 1, going top lane, not getting the third dragon. Unfortunate. Throw 2, ditching your team after picking the most fed member, losing Baron. You ready for throw 3? You know what it is, right?
Not going and getting this dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Now imagine
we overstayed here.
Yeah, you overstayed. They're all up. They're all up. I think 1 tower, leave. Ping them out, leave. But at the very least, if they die and you live, you're a threat on the Baron steal, the Dragon steal. But by dying with them, again, when you're dead, you have no control.
Right.
But yeah, I think either inhib and out, 1 tower and out. I would have 1 towered and out. Sorry, I would have inhibbed and out. I would have inhibbed, shoved to the tower, left, fallen back, taken this. And had you taken that third dragon, which you should have, that's soul. That's soul. Right there, that's soul. And that's the game. And that's the game. Right there, that's the game. I think those 3 things, apart from the few early game things, vision control, hitting plants, making sure your pathing is good, don't take unnecessary damage. But other than that, your dragon control, your herald ideas, your reaction to lane ganks, all of that is really good. It shows much more experience at MOBAs than you're saying you have. However, this macro stuff that's right where you refine your playstyle. But that's okay, because guess what? People still screw this up even in Master Tier. I'll go and review a Master Tier VOD, and I'll say, why are you top lane? Except, for a Master Tier, I'm going to yell at him, why are you top lane? I'll be annoyed, Because he should know at that point. But in this case, I think it's your win condition. The Dragon, Soul, and the Baron all should have been yours.
Do you feel like especially for tanks, but do you feel like that objectives are going to be the primary map condition most of the time anyway? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, because I just need to like figure that out, because part of it is I think there reaches a there's sometimes when I feel like I'm really fed like this on Mundo, and it's like I have to be the one to go kill the bad guys. Like the
Yeah,
teams, the Lowy's not doing it.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
The teams I gotta put them on my back and
yeah,
like cover the whole map. And
yeah.
I think a lot of what you're saying is like identify the one thing and just go beat up and win at the one thing, and then that'll carry you throughout them.
Yeah, you're trying to get Baron, you're trying to get Dragon, you're trying to get the top wave, you're trying to kill your camps, you're trying to peel for your team, you're trying to engage for your team. It's like if there's a whole bunch of holes in a ship, you don't scrounge around and try and block them with matchboxes. It's okay to let it bleed a little bit, go upstairs, break down the captain's piano, get all the wood you need and plug it properly. In that case, you focus on the piano. Don't try and plug every hole at once. So the ship's not going to sink within 5 minutes. It's going to sink within an hour. So as long as you have the wood and the objectives necessary to plug the holes in one go, in the right order, you'll be fine. But I think you're thinking Baron, let me plug that hole. Oh wait, by plugging that hole, it's like Tom and Jerry's. You plugged one hole by covering the Baron, but then the dragon popped up, so you lost that one. So you went down to dragon, but then you gave them Baron, and then you won the fight and tried to end, but then you gave them the other one. So every time you go somewhere, you're giving them something else. Whereas instead of having total control of the situation, it's not that you threw it, but it's that you threw it. not on a personal level, right? But even here, like you shove top lane. Yes. I think it's very important to note. Mid inhib is down. So from a macro point of view, this is going to push by itself. There's no reason for her to be on your blue. Odin knows why she is. Yeah.
I don't know what the Alawi's been doing all
I mean, ignore her. She doesn't exist. The Thresh got a double kill mid lane. I mean, top lane is nice to shove, but you don't even have this outer tower yet. So this focus on mid, I think, look at this. It's nothing mid. It's a barren wasteland, but you got a tower here. You got 2 towers there. It's all very ordered and thought out macro. But that at the same time is very, very simple. Because if you fall back to the dragon, you get it. You go back to base. Now you can bait the living hell out of this Baron. And you will win that fight because you were ahead at the time. And if you make the pick, like you did, free Baron, now you can group up, shove mid, take mid. Now you can all go top wave together with Baron, shove this, Now, if you don't want to dive and fight, and if you haven't won, go back to base, shove bot lane together. It's just go around the world. But the one thing for you just must not detach from your team so much.
Right.
Be the leader. Literally take it upon yourself to watch macro videos, learn macro, watch VODs, things like this, and try and identify that win condition. And be the leader for your team. Because I can guarantee you, if you know the macro, and you're the Fed boss of the game, they will listen to you. They listen to actions. They don't listen to words. They listen to pings of the Fed member every time. And Alawi, what is Alawi trying to do here?
She tries the back door. She said in chat, and I don't know if chat shows up in this. She said, "Go back and go bot or go top, and I'll TP bot." And I was like, "No, come top." And she TP'd bot, or she TP'd for Nexus.
Yeah.
That was the point when I realized
we lose.
We're feeding and we lose the game. Like
really, okay, so no, actually, that's interesting.
I know that's kind of late to be realizing.
Yeah, I was about to say you should have realized that a while ago. You said 10 minutes ago you were feeding. Yeah.
But it was just like, oh, we're completely losing.
It's literally just macro. Your early game was fine. You had good retaliation. You counter jungled her. You had great focus. So your decision making was excellent for what I would normally see in this MMR range. But even here, the game isn't over, huh? Mm-hmm. Even here, it feels like this game's like 100 minutes. But even then, the game isn't over because they just took an inhib. I mean, imagine if you're Dragon Soul here and you'd made this mistake. This is fine. You got Dragon Soul. You just go fight for the Baron. I mean, you've got mid inhib down. This, I'm gonna say, is a problem with the ELO. I mean, you gotta try picking them off. I mean, don't fight. I
tried to. You can look at the bottom.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Yeah, this is the tilt. This is just tilt. I mean, you're down 5k gold now. Yeah.
We were just 2 minutes ago. We were
hammering on the Nexus. Nice arrow again. Jeez. Prey on the arrow there.
Yes.
And then you lose.
Feels good, man.
Twitch chat, I feel bad for this.
Good.
Oh man, I feel bad. I'm sorry that this game happened. Like, you had such control. I do feel bad. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, I think it's really good. 21 minutes to 31 minutes is your whoops, something broke. Thanks, League. We don't even have match history. We don't even have match history, and now the replays don't work either. Woo! Wait, we're coming back, Twitch chat. We're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming back. I hope. It just randomly broke. It has no sound all of a sudden, for some reason, and it broke. All right, we're back. Okay. So we're gonna start the coaching from the beginning. No, we won't do that.
Yeah, let's watch this painful 21 minutes.
Oh no, I don't want to see that ever again. I'm done. I'm gonna delete the replay so I don't have to have dreams.
Delete.
Just right here. I mean, this 10 minutes. I mean, like here you think you're gonna win, but I mean you're only up 1.7k. But this from this moment on is the game. Full back to the dragon, get it.
Yes.
Make the pick here, take the baron, shove mid, get that inhib, and then go around the world. That's the game. And then when that next dragon spawns, don't greed to finish. You know, the 2 inhibs down, full back, get the dragon soul, regroup, push bottom lane.
Yeah.
It's called Around the World.
I don't know if it was one of your videos, but I started in top lane when I first started learning the game. Malphite, Maokai. It's probably why I'm a tank jungler today.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was transitioning over to jungle, there was a lot of videos I watched. I don't remember if it was one of your videos or someone else, but this idea of like the lawnmower technique, where if you get like tier 1 somewhere, you want to try to shoot for a tier 1 in another lane versus tier 2 in that same lane. How do you decide, like, oh, we are watching this again.
Well, just while you speak.
How do you decide, like, what tower, like in this situation, right? We have tier 1 mid.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've taken their tier 2 mid.
Yeah.
Should we, and I think in my head, I'm like, we got to get that tier 1 top so we can just rule their jungle. And
I agree.
I'll chat, starve their jungle, take every camp, kind of thing. Like,
thanks for the food.
Because I know how bad that feels.
Yeah.
Should we just be hammering, like, neutral objective and hammering mid lane over and over and over again?
Yes.
No.
And letting waves kind of do their thing, or
no?
How do you?
So here, this should be your dragon. Should be done already. Now let's assume you did this dragon and you reset. I'm gonna assume that the Yorick's brain is consistent in that it just does what it does, which is shove waves. So I'm gonna assume that you got the dragon anyway. You went back to base and now he shoves this, and you make the same pick. Okay, I'm gonna assume that because that seems logical, right? I mean, he was gonna do that anyway, dragon or not. You kill him. Now what you say is correct. The thing is, you don't have anything else. So what you need is Baron to do that. Okay. So the wave here is not in a good state. And I think this is what you saw and why you went top lane. But at the same time, you've got this cannon wave. There's no ways this wave goes to the inhib. The guy with TP is dead. The other guy with TP doesn't have TP. Free Baron. Now, from after the Baron, what you said makes sense. But you can only do that if you have TP advantage that's useful. Now, can you win a 4v5 fight? I don't think so. I don't think without a Lower you win a fight. So what I would do is take the Baron, go back to base, make sure this is slow pushed. You can do that simply by killing all of these, and then leaving these 3 up. You just leave these 3 caster minions up. This will stack nicely and slow push into the top lane. So while that happens, you can shove mid. So whoever does that then rotates down, and now you shove mid as 5. Because you have the Baron, you should be able to siege and get this inhib. You're Mundo too. You can just push on in, kill him, do what you need to do. Once you've taken that, because you set the wave up to push into the top tower, all you do is you say, very nice inhib, thank you very much. Let us rotate top lane or rotate bottom lane.
Good.
But by the time you rotate bottom, by the time you take this inhib, by the time all of that has happened, the dragon's going to be coming up, isn't it? So in theory, instead of going top lane, if you go top lane to deal with this, you're going to give up the dragon, which will be your soul. So you don't want to do that. You want to fall back through the jungle, make sure the bot is pushed in your favor, and then take the dragon soul. Now you reset, and now you can shove top lane. So the fact that this is...
Because we're prioritizing neutral objectives.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We're prioritizing, hey, it is so valuable for us to be on soul point, or it's so valuable for us to take the things that could put them back in the game, basically.
Yes. Exactly. By going top lane, if you had mid inhib down, you give them a free dragon, which seems silly. Because you have Baron, and you also have this. So what you could very much do is with Baron, just shove this as well. I mean, depending on the timing of how the fights go, maybe the game ends, but from a perfection of macro point of view, you shove this mid. You have Baron, you shove this, you maybe even get the second inhib, you fall back to Dragon Soul, now you've got 2 down, and now you all-man top lane. The fact that this is up, you know, you shouldn't need to get it as a sense of completion. It's up because your top laner was inting. You know, and has no idea what's going on. But you don't be forced to deal with a tower just because it's a tower. Focus on the things that get you wins, which is Barons, Dragon Souls, and ultimately inhibs. But the fact of the matter is they shoved mid here. Vi is on the top side, taking crab, going back by the way on this. Just going back on a control ward. So if you had simply been here, as soon as Senna hits that, it's go time, baby. If you were here, it's go time. You don't even need all the macro I just said. You don't need all the macro. You just end the game because she went back on that ward. So you know she's not there. You know you have the fight advantage, and Yorick is dead. It's a 3v5. You kill these 3. You kill Cho, you kill Ashe, you kill Tara, you kill the inhib, you kill the Braum. Ashe, Vi's gonna try 1v5. You kill her. Yorick will respawn. You kill him, and you hit the Nexus. That's a game right here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you went top lane. So that's, you know, that's. I feel like I'm being mean, but that's the brutal reality of it, I think.
No, I appreciate it. Like, I come from a lot of backgrounds where coaching is a thing, whether it's sports. I don't know if I told you this, but I was a professional West Coast swing dancer for a number of years.
Oh, okay.
And you know, when people are literally looking at your body and telling you what you're doing wrong, it can be pretty harsh. You're doing fine, man. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're probably more equal in age, so I'm not used to that. I was taught high school, middle school, you know, college students, so I'm used to usually like a 10-year age gap minimum.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more sensitive.
I think we're about the same age.
Yeah. I'm 88. Yeah.
88 as well.
Oh, there you go. So, 2 32-year-olds telling you how to play League, boys and girls.
Hey,
There you go.
Not yet. My birthday is May the 4th.
All right, I was in March. I was one of the guys with no birthday party because of the virus. Just sitting here. Thanks for all the metaphorical friends that have shown up. But yeah, I mean, Lawi, you know, what will happen is most people, let's just say most of the kids will look at the endgame screen and say, right, we lost. Let's look at the KDAs. They're going for the Nexus. You see, Alawi ended up 6-9 and 3.
Look at the damage graph.
Yeah, let's blame blah 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 and who to who for doing this and that. And then at the end of the day, as long as you just go, you know what? If I had done ABC, we win. Doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. If we do ABC, we win. You know, and none of their misgivings or mistakes impacted it whatsoever. But I think that's ultimately very important for you. Is basically you saying, I had control of this game, and I could have won it. It's way more beneficial than saying, well, I didn't have control, I suck. You know, you do a lot of good things that give you control. And if you have that control, it means you can actually translate that to wins. And that's the most important aspect to take away from this. Whereas a lot of people that you coach, they make a lot of mistakes. They never have control. And that's a much more difficult sort of thing to navigate.
Well, I think that's encouraging because I feel like these types of games happen regularly, where it's like most of my deaths and stuff are coming from, you know, the mid to late game. You know, it's not like I started a game 0-5 or something like that. You know, and I'm fighting back into it. I find myself often having these late game struggles. So,
well, hopefully we identified them, but
Yeah.
main thing is just focus on those win conditions you set yourself up for, and don't be too greedy. It's okay to get a dragon and lose something else, but as long as you're going for the right objective, I think you'll end up winning a lot of games. And don't ditch your team too much. You are the good doctor, you must carry them in your briefcase if you have to, but hopefully that helps a lot, and you can always let me know how things go, and hopefully the macro improves. I know I'm releasing something, there might be something in Mobalytics, maybe even my channel for macro, so hopefully that'll help as well when those come out.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate it when it's decision making type of things, especially because that's where I'm struggling with. So
good. I hope it was helpful.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good session, and best of luck in the return to plat. Well,
I hope to get there. I didn't make it last.
Return to Gold 1 and then subsequently to plat.
Right, there we go.
There we go.
Thanks so much, man.
All right, no problem. All the best.
All right.
See ya.